All right, another C1x Updates episode. Let me get my list pulled up here. Come on, come on. All right. So, in the last video, all kinds of um, miscellaneous bug fixes and pretty much only working on the timeline thing, but had some calculation stuff that came up with that. I had two thoughts that I worked on a little bit last night off camera, which was basically just making icons bigger, and then also for putting specifically, um, I wanted to add a little bit more data to those cells just because previously, like if you made a putt, it was just in the basket. Um, so we added the same progress arrows that I have with the logging view. So in a round, if you're putting, you get the basket to mark where your putt's at, and then the progress bar up top fills with arrows based on where you drag the disc to. And so these have the exact same thing. Not even on the right screen. Exact same arrows. I didn't even rewrite the code. I'm using the same code, which as I should be doing as much as possible. So I threw those in there. I do think I like how big these graphics are. I think I'm going to make the putting ones a little bit smaller. It's like if I go like 0.85, what does that look like? Not much. 7.5. Yeah. That's okay. It's not great. Also had the issue that I noted last time, which was that for the last hole, it's not showing a basket at all. I did fix that. Do I remember where I fixed it at? Probably not. Round scorecard. It was from this update throwing from. I was like, I think if I get to the right file, it was the last code I was on. So essentially what was happening is that the whatever location gets passed to this is produced from this function in the code, which is intentional. And for some reason, every time a basket's made on a hole that's not the last hole, the location that gets passed was T. I have it set up somewhere on the last hole to where if it is the last hole, it doesn't get reset to T. So it was just getting passed whatever the last value was, which is why I ended up with a situation like this. So what I did is just passed a bool that I'm already tracking up above in the rest of the view, which is just as a round over. So if the round's over, we're going to return T. That makes that really easy. Obviously, I'd scored this round. The issue is happening with the data that's being logged during a round. So now that this round's already logged, there's nothing I can do afterwards to change it other than do some manual override, which would take longer than me just scoring a new round. So, but I did test it out to fix it. So we went through this, aced every hole just to putt the last one, but made sure that we had a basket on the last hole. So that's working. That was fixed. Let me figure out where I'm actually at on this to-do list. It's a pretty ridiculously long. Maybe we can show it for posterity purposes here. But this is the list we're working off of. There's some stuff that's X'd out, which is the stuff that I've done, which is awesome. We're almost done with the timeline. Timeline being almost done with my to-do list for this graphic. I added data to the putting box, which was a big one. Needed to do that. I think the last thing is just to update fonts for this. Yeah, I put all these notes together, and then as I've been going through some of them, I just have another random thought here or there, so they're in a list at the bottom. So I will go back and revisit a few of these at the very end. But we'll just get to that when we get to it. So for right now, we are just going to focus on updating fonts. So we're just going to search, find every single instance of text, and then we'll work our way down. Yeah, we're going to have some context in there. That's fine. Round timeline is already good. We do need to remember the max lines and overflow. for every single one of these. So yeah, that one's good. Yeah, I'll probably just end up copying. I don't want to change the size though. No font size. We got overflow, overflow ellipsis, and then I'll do an update after each one of these. Well, I guess I don't need to. We can do that at the end. I was thinking about tweaking font sizes, but I can do that at the end. So yeah, here, maybe just to make this a little bit faster on myself, we're going to get these next to each other. I'm going to copy them both, and then that way we can just work off that moving forward. All right, so we got the whole done. Text here, no font size on that guy. So we'll just throw the overflow in for now, and then we'll throw max lines here. Okay. Yeah, so that's good. Next, par. Text style. Got font size. All the ones where I hard-coded font size, those are probably going to have to change a little bit just to accommodate the new font. And they are all within boxes of mostly fixed size, so hopefully this works out okay on a smaller screen. But get max lines in there. Keep rolling. Text here. Font size. Comma. Font family. Overflow. Max lines. Okay. This guy, definitely. Yeah, so Miss Legend is going to be this. Text style. Maybe just can do this properly. Okay, then we're going to replace this with that. And max lines 1. Okay. So we're good there. Overflow max lines style. Context here for the icon legend. Style. Text style. Go away. Alright. Throw the comma in here. Drag the overflow back. Maybe this is going to be easier. And max lines 1. I type comma. There we go. Alright, so that one's good. Context, context. Text again. Here we go. Color's black, so this is good. Yep, perfect. Max lines 1. Okay, context. Text here, same thing. Max lines 1. And yeah, I mean, obviously it'd be easier to do a little bit of this as I'm actually writing the code, but for a lot of this code, this was just, at least the graphic stuff, just ChatGPT or put the general text in, get it situated right, and this doesn't take me too long, so. This is how we're doing it. Max lines 1, overflow Lolita, context, text, no font weight bold. My Lolita font, which is open source, it's referenced in the C1x App Store listings, but does not have a bold. So, all right, there we go. So, current, new. Okay. Let's just work top down. So icon here, Miss Legend. I do want to be a little bit bigger. Let's try 18. And those guys are already 15. Okay, maybe we go 20 and 18 then. because I guess it was bold previously. Yeah. Okay, good. And then where do I have whole at? Here we go. All right, so whole is going to be, is 18 too big? How big do I have it over here? Not that big. I don't think this is going to change anything, but just to say that I have it here. I think 18 is good. Whole numbers, and I guess here I don't have. Can 18 fit here? Yeah, 18 fits. Okay, fine. Par is going to be 18. Par numbers are going to be 18. Okay. Should whole numbers be a different color, maybe? I don't think I'm actually going to like that. I could do, I guess, kind of similar to what I had. I just wrap the par in a container. That is very doable, I suppose. Maybe we just do that. Okay. Let's do the same thing. Let's put holes back in a black font, and then for par, contained row, sized box. So this is instead card width. I don't think that's what I want. Let's go with a container. Decoration. Colors dot. Let's see how this breaks it. That looks good, actually. I don't dislike that. I wouldn't mind if it was, if we go width, like card width times 0.6 or something, just, that doesn't even work. Okay, cool. If I do it here, that works. Yeah, so let's get rid of that. Let's go, I think a little bit smaller looks nice. It is not centered because it is not on the same size. So I see now why that looked like this. But if I set a width on this, it doesn't. I guess because it's in an expanded, it just, yeah. All right, whatever. Box decoration. We can go shape. What does circle do? Yeah, I like that better. Okay. So that'll be our par. That looks good. Okay. Moving down then on more sizing. Maybe I just need to work my way down the code instead. Maybe that'll go better. Par we're good with. This is whole columns, which is fine. We'll get to that. Miss legend is big enough. We are good with the icon legends. Shot type legends. Does 18 fit? Yeah, okay. We'll go with 18 there. Keep it consistent. Whole columns. Print shot. Whole score chip. Shot chip. All right, distance. Is it 12 right now? Can we make 15 work? Yep. 15 looks good. Graphics sizing is fine. Flight path here, can we make 15 work? Probably going to be real iffy on a smaller phone screen. We'll try 14 and hope that sticks. Icon sizing. Yeah, it was going to be a big one, I think. Give me 1 sec here. Slightly under the weather this morning, so trying to not sound too gross for the videos that no one watches anyways. Okay, and I think last thing, at least for font size, is going to be the score chips down here at the end. Whole score chip, build text. Yeah, font size here. I mean, what, we're at 18 up at the par, so maybe too big. Let's try 15. I think I like it being just a little bit smaller. Okay. Let's make this really clear right now. Right, like intuitive is the most important. Let's go else if, and I'm not going to explain what I'm doing, you'll just see. Else if, let me get the structure in here. Okay, and then location. Empty. All right, so we're going to add PUT above these guys. Yeah, I think that's okay. A-okay. Okay. That's going to be our stopping point on this. Ooh, hold on. Why is this disk choice? I had a disk choice miss, didn't I? Disk. Radio button checked. Radio button unchecked. I think unchecked is what I wanted. Or checked was what I wanted. Checked is what I wanted. Oh. Now I gotta remember. Radio button. Definitely checked. Okay. So let's go up here, and then we'll go find the other version here. Make this icon what I want it to be. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Now we're done. It's now the best part here. We finish. We're still recording, right? Yeah. We finish our timeline step, and so I just get to put a big old X over it so that it's done. I don't know if you can even see that. Feels like progress. All right, I will probably go for another 30 minutes today. We're going to be a shorter video today, but finished timeline at least. So now we get to move on to the two harder ones, which are the two furthest away in terms of structure from what I want them to be. For the throwing side, so I'm going to update these separately. I do want to keep throwing versus putting. My first pass with throwing is probably going to be through ChatGPT, which we could just do. I guess we'll start with getting rid of this guy and then opening up our miss graphic, which is stats management, miss breakdown. Okay. Aspect ratio, throwing. So we're going to keep the label. Yeah, so I think part of it is just that I'm confused as to what I'm even showing here right now. But we're going to just do a highlight here. It is quite the lengthy widget. Let's open up Safari, go to ChatGPT. All right. The below widget is what I used previously to convey misses for individual shots from C1x. Misses, successful distances, unsuccessful distances. Okay. Misses contains strings for all misses on all shots, i.e. left, long, release angle, disc choice, etc. Successful, unsuccessful distances are exactly what they sound like, contain single int. Each a list of integers. All right. I want you to make a set of specific changes to this widget, leaving everything else, including name and arguments passed. Changes below. All right. I want this to be a heat map on a graph for all misses. All right, misdirections or arrows. When counts to high, misdirections or arrows on. All right. Graph is typical XY axis, like it is in my code above. Each miss should be shown in a specific location on the graph. Left, right, high, and low will be shown directly on the axes, i.e. left and right on the negative and positive x-axis, y equals 0. Short should be shown in the bottom left quadrant. Long should be shown in the top left quadrant. Release angle shown in the top right. Disk choice shown in the top left. At each miss location, the graphic let's do this. At each missed location, the graphic should be a number with the count of that, the total count of that miss, surrounded by a circle container. That container should be colored based on a gradient used across all miss types. The gradient color is determined by the count of each miss and should, and then we'll keep this separate. Okay. The graphic should account for misses which have a count of 0, in which case they should not be shown on the graph at all. Or could we show 0? No, that's fine. Maybe we can show 0 for now. I'll think about that one. Do I want arrows? The graphic for each miss should also have an icon next to the number. If this makes the graphics slightly more of an oval, that is fine. So each should look like icon number. Okay. I then need there to be an icon legend below the graph. Match this. And I can mess with that. All right. Does this make sense? These questions if needed. Otherwise, produce the updated widget. No. Short is bottom left. Long is top left. Release angle is top right. Disk choice is bottom right. Okay. Yep. Top left. Beautiful. And I should be able to update those as well. So this is just trying to get it to a point where I can start to tweak it. Putting, I have changes to make to as well, but I don't think I really even need ChatGPT for most of those. Because the bulk of that is just that the basket's there and looks nice, and that's already a big step. Can we talk about how proud I am that I made the basket myself? Like, I'm not an overly artistic person, and I did do it, like I didn't draw it. It's done through Canva, but I did create the visual myself for the whole thing. You know, they're all individual shapes, each chain link, the basket cage, pole, top, are all just individual rectangles with a rounded border. I was pretty happy with it. It's also what is in the middle of the C1x logo. In case anyone cares. All right. Errors. No errors. Good work, ChatGPT. All right, let's see what you got. Uh-huh. Yeah. Interesting attempt. Is the icon below? Let me just... Is the icon below the graph here? Okay, so I assume that it doesn't fit, and that's what the issue is. Draw legend. Text. Span. Icon. It is a pretty... It's actually less code than what I had previously. All right. All right, so below is the code you just gave me. New set of specific changes to this. I don't even see numbers. See numbers included in the oval containers. Where are they? 2. The legend is currently drawn over the graph. This entire widget is only allowed half the width of the screen called from a parent view. Please update the design accordingly to still fit within this constraint. The legend should read, should not be a vertical list, but a horizontal list that wraps to fill the container. 3. Let's just see what it does with those two. Okay. If I can get this a little bit closer, then I'll go start tweaking stuff. This will, it does, it's like a kind of an unfortunate little catch-22 because I'm asking ChatGPT to put widgets together just because I know it's going to be faster for me. But it does end up writing code in a way that if I was to write it myself, I would not be writing it. And so then it makes it harder to make edits on my own. For the most part, I can understand what it's doing, but some of the specific painters that it will put together for these graphics are challenging. Okay. Sure, yeah. We'll probably start with this. All right, drawing the axes. Where are we getting size from? Size width. Size height. Where do we draw the axes at up here? Where is size coming from? Void paint. Not down here. It must be way down here. Draw legend. No? Draw canvas? Center, offset, gradient mapping, draw legend. Size is just getting past all of these. It's not going to be from the bubble. It's not going to be from the legend. Interesting. Okay, so where is size coming from here? Into your paint method. Am I calling custom paint? Extend just because it extends custom painter. So I wonder, like, here, let's do this. This is where I'm currently calling the full shot heat map painter from. Does using size work with this? Gives that size to the painter, so the layout becomes this. Da, da, da. So size is working. Doesn't feel like it is. Column, row, cross-axis alignment, start, main axis alignment, center. Expanded and expanded. That can be much smaller. Even smaller, I guess. What does space evenly do? Nothing. Okay. All right, well, full shot heat map painter. I want the size to be slightly smaller. Add padding around the custom paint. Maybe we'll give this a quick try here. Yeah, I really just need, I need this whole thing to be shifted. Here's what I don't understand. Let's say I wrap this in a container and we go color, that is throwing. Putting comes out to here, but I bet my image is, yeah, I bet my image is the issue. Container. Oh, no, it's pretty narrow. So what's the issue then? That's what I assume if I wrap this in a container. Sure, green's fine. Yeah, okay, so okay, so this is important to note. What is taking up so much space right now? Show C1, putting heat map painter, wrap. Like those are fitting just fine, but I feel like it's got to be something here. They're taking up roughly the same amount of space, but I don't need that to be the case. So maybe we try this. Row and the below structure, my 2 children. Equal amount of space. 60. Split. Is it just wrapping stuff in sized boxes? Oh, flex can be used for that. Interesting. Yeah. I like that. Cool. Okay. For the moment, let's get rid of these. Okay. Now, a little bit of padding here is good. So I guess the issue is I would like... It's drawing it as a square. That's my issue. Right, is it's going to force those to be a square. We can make the basket bigger. Stack, position to fill. Position to fill, because I know the basket is not taking up as much space as the rest of the widget. Why is it not? Entirely within the target box. What are my options here? Yeah, I was gonna say surely that's not what we want. All right. Putting, column, spacing, aspect ratio. The aspect ratio is that. That's not my issue, is it? One-to-one, but this is not a... let me see what happens if I get rid of this. Okay, it's gone. Let's try this. One fractionally sized box. Use a fixed height? No. Because I don't. Well, do I have size passed? I have size passed, right? Or no, it's because it's a custom paint. Yeah, no, I don't have that. All right, aspect ratio 1 point. Let's see what happens if I do that. Sure. Making the aspect ratio 1.2 actually made the image smaller. All right, I guess we'll try the fractionally sized box here. So what, we're wrapping an image in that, and then wrapping it in a line. Position fill still? Still a positioned fill. So inside of this, we're going to refractor with a widget, fractionally sized box, and then wrap it in a line as well. Line. All right, and it's saying bottom center, which I guess we can heed that warning for now. And we'll try this. Did make the basket bigger, but it's not respecting the rest of the view. In the below code, it didn't push what was below it down, but instead is just overlapping the cutting text. Below is the code I have currently. I'm concerned though that adjusting the height screws with the heat map painter too. It is crucial that the cutting heat map painter is on the same scale as the basket as they overlay. So these need to be kept in a stack as well. Tell me what updates to make to the full code. Give it a try. If it doesn't work, we can just undo back out. All right, we got to reset here. This just broke the whole thing. Cool. All right, so I guess what? Right now, if I just do this, we should be back to normal. Broke my entire view. basket to take up a little bit more space. But to do that without... Yeah, it's like that doesn't change anything. Okay. C2, C1 miss right in the center. How did that happen? I might have to print that out. So I'm thinking I can make this bigger. I can push the button down a little bit. We can make the legend fit a little bit closer to that. Like I wouldn't mind this all taking up more space. But are we actually going to do that? Four and 6. So what I could instead go, we could double the numbers that I want, so I could go 9 and 11. And that should make putting just a little bit bigger, yeah. Just more space, more space. So if I make aspect ratio bigger here, it gets smaller. If I make it smaller, it gets substantially bigger. So that's exactly what I needed to do. Okay, cool. Cool. So can I just remove these at this point then? Surely, yeah. Maybe we can teach ChatGPT something. Okay. All right, so I think that is closer, and now with the way the buttons line out, I can push the legend down to that. Hopefully, that's my hope. Draw legend. Draw axes. Draw legend. Canvas size. Bottom area. Yeah, why minus 48? And draw legend for the throwing size. Where did minus 48 come from? Below. You provided the code. Legend still overlaps with the graph. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like that idea. All right, where am I actually drawing it at? That's the real question. Paint. Draw axes. What do we just throw? It's a custom painter. Okay, so then in the in this code, that I wrap the legend in a column. Oh, so it doesn't even want me to call them together. I see. So wrap it here. Yeah. I'm picking up what you're laying down now. Aspect ratio 1. Sized box, sure. And then, do we have a widget for draw legend? Icons, keys, map. Is that something we have up above? It is. That's only in the painter though. We removed draw legend. Okay. Custom paint only draws that. There's a real widget that looks like this. So we're going to try and drop this in the right here. And then what? Icons needs to be icons counts gradient color. Yeah. If I get rid of this, does this cause errors below? It does. Draw a miss bubble, so I still need that. And I need it up here. Counts and gradient color. Gotta figure out where those come from. Why do I need counts? Actually, wrap alignment, it's a legend. I don't need the legend to have color. Count's gonna go away. Or no, sorry, color's gonna go away. Color will be colors.black. What is background color? Counts I don't need either. Right? We're not using this. Okay. So that's gonna go away. And where the heck do I call that at? Draw legend I don't even use. So it added the chip. Okay, hold on, we're understanding now. Return just the icon. With a label. All right, we'll just give this back to ChatGPT. This is what I have currently. I don't want a chip. I just want the icon and text label to the left of it. Yeah, much better. Okay. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Now we are getting somewhere. It would still be nice if these lined up just a little bit better. 8-5. Yeah. Okay. It's a good start. How do we get this to be centered? That doesn't move anything. Spacing. Oh, wrap alignment. Center. Yeah. Strange. Okay. Release angle and disk choice. And so then I should just be able to update the maps here. Yeah. Yeah. We're starting to get somewhere here. This is exciting. One moment. Okay. This is just for the legend. So I'm not going to change those, but I do think I need to go through this and get C1, C2 shall make. Misses, miscount, gradient count, mapping. So if I go deep stats labels dot miss left. I don't think this is what's causing the issue, but I am wondering why I only have the 3 icons. Also probably need to just test and print out what's actually being passed here, but this should be getting changed regardless. Miss low. Miss short. Miss long. Miss release angle. Missed. Miss wrong disk. An icon map here should be the same thing, right? Miss low. Miss short. And disk. All right, let's do a quick update there. Yeah, I assume that wasn't going to change anything. So let's definitely getting misses past, but I'm only showing 2, 1, 1 here. Oh, that's how it's getting passed? Ah. I see. Okay. Why is it getting passed like that? Because I'm just adding each set. just add all shots data, but I'm parsing the miss string, right? Like I should be using that. Why am I not using that? Miss breakdown map hole. No, deep hole breakdown further up here. All misses, parse miss string. All right, where do we have print here? Let's dodge this. Almost everything else was commented out. Go away. All right. Let me see this. For all misses, let's print all misses. Just tell me what I get there. I get this. So I get a very nice set for each hole. Okay, and then for my misdistribution label, I'm trying to just add strings. Like I should just be adding this. Am I calculating all misses for every shot? I am doing it for every single shot. Let's go up to the map. Miss breakdown map. This distribution label. I just need misses. Yeah, I mean, I'm creating the map for this graphic. So, okay, so here's what we need to do. I have this real nice variable, all misses, and that's all I need to add. So let's go down to misdistribution. If shot miss key is not equal to null, I don't even think I need that. I can leave it in there. It doesn't really matter, but for var miss equals 0, miss is, yeah, less than all misses length. Add all misses miss, yeah. That's all we need to do. And I bet that does it. I had that many high misses? Evidently, okay. We get the gradient. Not really doing anything with distances right now, huh? I mean, I guess we have long and short. I thought I had long and shorts. Did I not? I never once had a long and short miss. Okay, let's scrap this. Let's go here. I'll scrap these, and then let me do a check here of just all misses is equal to parse miss string. Do I actually need to print all misses here? I don't think I want to. Alright, what if we just deep shot data, just print that. Alright. Miss left, miss right, no miss, miss high, this choice. Miss release angle. Yeah. Maybe I didn't. Maybe that is actually the data. I was thinking I was missing a long and a short, but maybe I'm not. Maybe that's just what it looks like. I mean, this is like, appearance isn't great, but this is largely what I was looking for. The structure is at least there. So let's go here, heat map on graph of all misses. Circles with number in them for count. Color fill for circle based on gradient from low counts to high. These are all done. Not perfectly done, but done. Updating the icon still needs to be done. Icon legend below the graph. Match the size. We'll get there. Updating fonts. And we're just going to add this to the extras right now. So extra changes. Yes. Changes. All right, so from this, we need to update icons used, update icon and font colors. And update gradient colors. And then maybe make ovals a bit more narrow just to minimize the width. Okay. I didn't have room in my to list above, so we made a new one. Putting changes, or putting is basically already at the point that this one is. Like everything is aesthetic changes, and I did already go through this. So I will probably call it there for this video. I mean, it's coming together. I'm pretty excited about this. This is going to be a big one, I think. I'm excited about this stuff. The composite wheel might be the most important just because it's the most immediately recognizable, like added value to a user is, hey, here's what you need to get better at. But it's fun to look at, right? That's always good. I think flight path release angles are both pretty close. I do have additional comments on timeline. Obviously, we've got to go through these two. And I've got comments to do on the shots selection up here as well. Just haven't gotten there yet, but a good little bit of progress for today. So we'll call it through this video. As always, if anybody finds this after the fact, thanks for watching. And if there's anything you want to see in C1x, any questions you have, yeah, let me know. But thinking we only got a handful of videos left. It's second week of December at this point. Goal is to have this ready to send out to people by the holidays. And honestly, I think we're pretty close, especially if I actually sit down and do a 2 or 3 hour video instead of just these 1 hour guys. We would get really close. But especially because at this point, now that the structure for misdistribution is there, this assessment one is really the only one that I have to relay out. And that is the longest part. Like the aesthetics of it is easy. Doesn't require a lot of thinking either. It's very, very mindless work, but is probably the most exciting just because you actually get to see the appearance changes. Yeah, so this is, I feel like I'm just going for max data and color right now, and maybe this is all just largely useless to someone, but I got the data, we'll display it, and we'll get some early feedback. It doesn't need to be perfect yet. But yeah, we'll shut up now. Thanks to anybody who finds this after the fact, and maybe we'll see you in the next one.